All right, let's get straight into it. We're about to crack the code on a topic that's pretty much guaranteed to show up on your GCSE computer science exam, string handling. So let's dive right in.
Does your heart sink a little when you see a string manipulation question on an exam paper? I get it. They can look a bit tricky, but trust me, by the end of this, you're going to have the 5 key tools you need to breeze through them.
So first things first, let's make sure we're all on the same page. What even is a string? Well, it's just a bunch of characters. We're talking letters, numbers, symbols, you name it, all grouped together in a single variable. It could be a word, a whole sentence, anything really.
Right, tool number 1. This is a big one. Before you can start messing around with a string, you often need to know just how long it is. And honestly, this is one of the most basic but essential operations you'll ever use.
So, how does it work? It's super simple. You just add .length to the end of your string variable. So if we've got a variable called subject that holds the string computer science, well, subject.length is just going to give us back the number 15. Easy, right? It's a really powerful first step for things like, checking if a password is long enough.
Okay, so we know how long our string is. Now for the really fun stuff. Pulling out little pieces from a bigger string. This is called slicing, and I guarantee you'll need this skill for your exam. Think about tasks like grabbing a username from an email address or a file extension from a file name.
Now here are your main slicing tools. And here's the most important thing to remember. Strings are 0 indexed. That means the first character is at position 0, not 1. So substring lets you grab a chunk from the middle. Subject.substring, 3, 5, starts at index 3, which is the P, and grabs the next 5 characters. That gives us pewter. And if you want to grab stuff from the ends, even easier. .left 4 nabs the first 4 characters, and .right 3 takes the last 3.
So, we've taken strings apart. What about putting them together, or maybe just changing how they look? Well, that's where concatenation and case conversion come into play. This stuff is so incredibly useful. If you want to join 2 strings together, which has the fancy name of concatenation, you just use a plus symbol. That's it. You'll do this all the time to build messages to show the user. And changing the case? .upper and .lower are your best friends. They're an absolute lifesaver when you're comparing what a user typed in, because you don't have to worry if they wrote yes, yes, or even yes.
Okay, let's see how all of this comes together in a real exam-style problem. So say we've got a first name, Ada. We can use .left 1 to grab just the A, and then we can chain on .upper right after it to make it a capital A. Cool, right? Then we just stitch it all together, the initial, a period, a space, and the last name. And what do we get? A perfectly formatted name, A.Lovelace.
Our final tool is a bit more technical, you could say, but it's just as important. Sometimes you don't want to work with the character itself. Instead, you need to work with its secret code number, which is known as its ASCII value.
Now this might seem a little abstract, but it's actually really powerful. The ASC function takes a character and spits out its number code. So ASC of A gives you 65. And CHR does the exact opposite. You give it a number, and it gives you back the character. So CHR of 97 gives you a lowercase a. This is super important for stuff like character arithmetic or checking if a character is in a certain range.
Okay, that was a lot, and we went through it pretty fast. So to make sure all of this actually sticks in your brain for the exam, let's do a quick, rapid-fire recap of everything you need to know.
So here it is. Your goal is to master these 5 areas. Know how to get the length. Get super comfortable with slicing from the left, the right, and the middle. Remember that the plus sign is for joining strings. Use .upper and .lower to change the case. And finally, get your head around ASCII and CHR for converting between characters and codes. That's it. That's your entire toolkit for GCSE string handling.
And I'll leave you with this one final thought to chew on. We talked about 0 indexing, right? What do you think is the absolute most common mistake that students make with it? Have a think about it, practice with it, and I promise you will be one big step ahead in your exam. Good luck!